What's up, Sneaky Nation? Sneaky P back with all the news after week 11 of our Los Angeles Crusaders franchise, and the Crusaders picked up their first loss of the season. It wasn't good. It was against a good team. You know, the Ravens we've always kind of struggled with here and there, and unfortunately our offense just could not get it done. That's 2 straight games where our offense has not looked good, and that's definitely worrisome as we are getting a little bit closer to the postseason. Now, the one thing we have going for us is the fact that we kind of have a firm grip on our division at this point, but we're still trying to get that first round bye. That's something that we still would like to get. And our offense definitely needs to get back into the swing of things. Next up, though, we have the Jaguars. That's definitely a good team to kind of warm back up on, kind of get back into the feel of things. And hopefully, you know, let's go ahead and work on Stuart Denny. He's just been throwing some wild passes here lately. And obviously, that's not something we necessarily want. Not at all. Now, do we need to improve the confidence? I feel like our team's confidence has got to be pretty good. Let's just do this. Yeah, I mean, we're not gonna... You know what? Yeah, we could definitely work on Stuart Denny's confidence. Let's just do that. Let's just do that, shall we? Move that up 5. We should have enough to do that again. Oh, we have to do it this way, I suppose. But yeah, let's just move that up again. And if we can get his confidence up, that should start helping us. Alright, I don't think I'm going to have enough time to do anything else. Let's check out what else we got going on here. Oh, it's the Thanksgiving game. Draft stories. Curtis Woodley completes 51 passes, setting his team's single game record. Alright, I see you doing you. Texas left end Maxie Stevenson is leading the conference in sacks, getting at least 1 in the last 5 games. Okay, very cool. 2 good draft stories there. Let's check out the top stories. Are you telling us where Memphis is going? Nope, they're still not going to tell us. I don't get it. I don't get it. Our defense is still ranked 2nd. Our offense is ranked 5th. Weird enough, the Jaguars, despite their bad record, actually have a really good offense, an offense better than ours. Now, they have the worst defense in the NFL. That is the perfect game for us to kind of get back into the groove of things, hopefully. The Broncos, again... They're down to 6-4 now. They have been struggling. And right now, we're still looking good in the AFC in terms of playoff position. Actually, no teams within 2 games of us right now. Or outside of 2 games. But the Ravens do have the tiebreaker over us. We need them to pick up another loss. And if they picked up another loss too, I would not complain. But the Broncos went from 6-0 to 6-4, 2 losses to us, and then without Chaz Jenkins, they've just kind of been in a world of hurt. They do get him back soonish. I think maybe they're gone. They're without him for 1 more week. Let's check it out. Yeah, he's only gone 1 more week. You know, after that, they're definitely a threat again, and they're likely going to make the playoffs. And when they do make the playoffs, they're a team to be feared. I was hoping you could check out the injuries throughout the NFL. Oh, that's a big loss for the Bills there. But I guess you can't. You would have thought you could. Al Netter. Nice name. You know, it seems to be really weird. We seem to either have a whole lot of injuries at once or none at all. We've been fairly lucky this season. Let's go ahead and check out the weekly awards, shall we? Let's see what we got here. Jeremiah Easley, 38 of 52, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 456 yards. Richard Sherman, 6 tackles and 2 interceptions. Sheed with 6 tackles and 2 interceptions. And A.J. McCarron, 35 of 48, 5 touchdowns, 0 interceptions for him. Are we the Texans' only loss right now? Did we? I feel like we played the Texans, right? I've played so many teams throughout this that I do kind of forget about things from time to time. I might be thinking of last year. Apparently, I'm thinking of last year. Never mind. We have not played the Texans this year. Do we play the Texans? We do. Oh, that's going to be a good matchup. After our game against the Jaguars, that's going to be a very good matchup. Luckily, we're at home for it. I remember seeing that we played them this year, and that's why I was a little curious. Let's go ahead and check out the MVP what-have-yous right now. And leading the way, Derek Carr. Still leading the way to John Galvin, number 2 for the Patriots. Colin Kaepernick, number 3. A.J. McCarron, 4. Blake Bortles, 5. A guy that we are about to see. Stuart Denny, and he's a 99 overall. Who isn't a 99 overall? Stuart Denny at 6. Andy Dalton at 7. Khalil Mack at 8, Brian Vasquez at 9, and Mitch Farrell at 10. Stuart Denny has thrown 6 interceptions over the last 2 games. However, I don't count 2 of those in the last game against him, really, simply because it was end of game situation where, you know, he had to be a little bit desperate. But things are not looking good. 19 touchdowns to 15 interceptions. And again, we were doing a little bit better in that category. We didn't throw an interception in either of our games against the Broncos. But turning around and throwing 6 over the next 2 is just brutal. And it's actually moved him down to the lowest rated quarterback on the list for our division. Tremaine Small ahead of him now, Mitch Farrell ahead of him, and Chaz Jenkins obviously still ahead of him. Devin Golden is still leading the way in yards right now with 751. Le'Veon Bell behind him with 741. Bell also has 11 touchdowns to Golden's 7. Robinson for the Chiefs has 5, and King has 4. Receiving the ball, Sellers leading the way. Let's just look at the touchdown mark. Jordan Matthews with 8, Brandon Marshall with 7, Demarius Thomas with 6. And quite a few players here with 4, including 3 Crusaders, Julius Baker, Yaakov Moody, and Chase Cross. Defensively, Donald Butler leading the way. Obviously, Khalil Mack is leading the way in sacks. Nobody within 10 of him. Unbelievable season so far for him. Interceptions, 3 for Raheem Moore, 3 for Barrett, 3 for Weddle, 3 for Butler, 3 for Cofield. A whole lot of Chargers on this list. Wow. They're getting work done. Fumbles forced. Whoops. The lag. Fumbles forced. Khalil Mack with 4. Brandon Spikes with 2. Fumbles recovered. Khalil Mack with 2. Blocks. J.D. Arnold with 1. Safeties. No safeties. Touchdowns. Deshae Campbell and Raheem Moore with the only touchdowns, right? Or, yeah, defensive touchdowns right now. And so far, 12 of 12 for Chuck Vaughn. He's still doing a pretty good job for us. Punting. Sam Martin has the most punts. Marquette King leading the way in punts, yards per punt. Rodman Baker and Jamal Fields still the only guys, and Chase Cross still the only guy with the touchdown there. One thing I think we're about to do is, and we're just going to try it out. I feel like this is a good game to try it out. It's a game that I feel like we might win, even though the other team's offense is really good. I mean, hopefully. I don't want to jinx myself there. But I think it's time to switch things up a little bit. And I want to get Sherman in the lineup. So we're going to try to... Let's do this, actually. We might end up switching this back. But I want to give Sherman an opportunity. I really feel like Dennard's really hasn't been doing as well as I would have hoped. And if we have an opportunity to make a switch, and one that's going to help the team, we're going to give it a shot and try it out. It's just a trial period. We'll see if Sherman steps up in this next game. We'll see if Campbell can handle a number 2 wide receiver. Who knows? He's been doing pretty good against number 3 wide receivers, but you never know. But that's going to be it for this episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit that like button. It helps me out a lot. And I will see you guys in Week 12 as we take on Blake Bortles and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Later.